So welcome in everybody to Yoga with Jyothi. This short chair yoga practice is going to really focus on the feet, the ankles, and the toes, and is specifically targeted to try to manage some of the symptoms of neuropathy. So if you are someone that has been diagnosed with neuropathy, please take this practice gently and very compassionately, really backing off if there's any areas or practices that are too intense. If you haven't received that diagnosis, this is still super valuable in terms of stimulating circulation and mobility in those lower joints. So we are going to start with our feet flat on the floor, hands on the lap or the knees. You could open or close your eyes, and we'll just start with 3 intentional deep breaths. So as you breathe in, really experiencing the breath as it comes into the body. As you breathe out, experiencing what it's like to have the breath leave the body. As you breathe in, really letting your breath take its time. And breathing out, releasing any sense of rush or hurry. And one more full breath in. And controlled breath out. We'll gently blink the eyes open, just letting the light filter back in. And we want to make sure that our pelvis is centered in the center of our seat because we're going to start with windshield wipers. So I'm going to kick my toes up and bring my heels to the floor. And you'll notice I'm barefooted, and that's just because we don't wear shoes in my house, but you can certainly have socks or shoes on. I'm going to bring my hands alongside my chair and just start to rock my feet from left to right, like windshield wipers. And the whole leg is kind of doing this rocking motion, but you may feel it a little bit more in the lower extremities of the ankles and the toes and the feet. And then come back to neutral, and we're going to do the other direction that windshield wipers do. I forget which one's European and which one's not, but this time we'll bring the big toes together and then apart. And so going in and out, and we'll just continue this about 5 or 6 more times. You could be moving at the pace that I'm moving here, or if you want to slow it down, you could always slow it down. Take 2 more. Really well done there. And then slide the feet back in underneath you. You might adjust your pelvis, making sure you're really steady in the seat, because we're going to pick up the right knee and start to roll through that right ankle. 5 circles in a clockwise direction. Notice I'm kind of holding the edges of my seat, and then reverse counterclockwise. And I'm really trying to isolate this movement in my ankle, not my knee. There you go. And then just settle that foot back down, and we're going to switch. Left foot is going to lift up, and I'm going to move 5 circles in one direction, really trying to make it as much of a circle as I can, and then reverse, going the opposite direction. Really nice. This is also inadvertently giving us some nice leg strength. And then settle down. One more thing we're going to do seated before we experiment with coming up to standing. Imagine there's something on the floor that you really want, but for whatever reason you're not able to reach down and grab it. So I want you to squinch it up with your toes and then lift your right knee, hold that squinching of the toes. Yes. Lower the foot down gently and then relax the toes completely. Now switch. You're going to squinch with those left toes like you're picking it up. Now you've got it, but you've got to hold it and lift it up. Well done. Keep holding it, lower it down, and then relax. 2 more each side. Here we go. Squinch the right. Hold that squinching action, lift it up, then lower it down and release. I'm kind of doing this with my hand as well, so you see what my toes are doing. Lift that left, lower down gently, and relax. Last time each side. Squinch to pick it up. I do this sometimes when I'm feeling lazy. I don't want to bend down. Lower. Relax the toes. It's like a little secret skill. Squinch the left. Pick it up. Lower. And relax. And then just wiggle your toes a little bit. I kind of told a story because there is one more thing we're going to do here. And I'm doing this with my hands as well so that you can really see. I want you to push your 4 toes down and lift your big toe up towards the ceiling and feel that stretch. Excellent. Now switch. Push your big toes down and lift the 4 toes. Now try to alternate back and forth. So push the toes and lift the big toe. Yes. And then push down the big toe and lift the other 4. One more time. You've got this. Lower the 4 toes, lift the big toe, and then push the big toe mound down and lift the 4 toes. Now imagine there's a piano on the floor, and I want you to play scales, trying to articulate one toe at a time. You can even peek down and be like, okay, how am I doing? And it's harder than you think to ripple through those toes. Yes. Okay, now hardest of them all. Can you go the opposite direction? So from pinky toe into the big toes. Wow, that's hard. Keep trying it a few more times. This is even hard for me. So if this is hard for you or you're being like, I can't do that, that's okay. You're just trying your best. One more time of this little scales on the piano floor. Excellent job. And then just relax the feet for a second. Nicely done. And then we're going to see if we can rise up to standing. I do want to name everything that I'm going to do standing, you could continue doing here in your chair. Okay? So, but I am going to lift to my standing. I'm going to pivot the chair sideways so that you can see me more clearly. And the first thing I'm actually going to start with was a little bouncing. So my feet are about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. My hands could be on the back of the chair or dropped alongside me, and I'm just going to bounce. And I'm letting my knees really be soft here. You notice my arms and my wrists are kind of moving. Even my shoulders are kind of bouncing here. And I'm just kind of dropping my body weight down into my ankles and my feet. And we're just going to do this for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to take this into a swaying motion. I'm just facing you so you can see me. You're just going to start to sway from side to side. Okay? Now again, you could hold on to the back of the chair here, particularly if balance gets a little bit wonky, especially with this kind of dance-like movement. If you're feeling good balance-wise, there's no vertigo going on, you could add in a little twisting motion of the upper torso and just letting the arms swing from side to side. This is all great. This bouncing, swaying, swinging action, great for circulation and mobility, which are some of the main things we're looking at when we're trying to address the symptoms of neuropathy. Continue 3 and 2 and last one, and then come to stand behind your chair, and we're going to do a little tiptoe play. And again, if you're seated, you can still do this. I'm going to lift my left heel, and then I'm going to rise to the ball of both feet. You've got it. Lower left heel and lower right. Lift my right heel, come up to the ball of both feet, lower right heel, and left. So we lift the left, rise up tall, we lower left, we lower right. Now we switch. We lift right, we lift left, we lower right, we lower left. One more time. Lift left and right. Ooh, a little wobble. Lower left and right. And lift the right and left and right and left. Now, we're going to add in counting. The rhythm is 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. The hold is always going to be up on the balls of your feet. And the 1, 2, 3 is a little shift, 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 hold action. Okay? So facing the chair, chair's there for balance. Take a nice breath in, full breath out. You ready? Here we go. Lift right, left, right, hold. Now left, right, left, hold. Switch right, left, hold at the top, and left, right, left, hold. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, hold. You've got it. 1, 2, 3. Just keep moving. 1, 2, 3, hold. And 1, 2, 3, hold. Last 2. 1, 2, you're doing great. And last one. 1, 2, 3, hold. Can you test your balance? Maybe bring your one hand to the waist, or both hands to the waist. Ooh, I feel my calves. How about you? And then hands to chair. Slowly lower down and do a little shake. So shift the weight to the left foot. Just shake that right foot out. And then switch. Stand on the right foot and shake that left foot out. Excellent job. We're going to do 2 little balancing poses, and then we're going to bring it back down to the seat if you're standing with me, okay? So here we go. We're going to start with our flamingo pose, okay? Flamingos often stand on one leg, so we're going to mimic that. Right leg is going to be the standing leg first. I'm going to keep my knees together, and I'm going to sweep my left foot back, and I'm just going to try to squeeze my left heel up towards my glute. And then lift my belly button up and in, stand really nice and tall, and maybe take a little balance check here. Really nice flamingo. Got to be focused to stay on that one foot. And then gently lower that left foot down, and just take a breath in your mountain pose on both feet. Second side, here we go. You ready? Left leg is going to be the standing leg. Hug that right knee in. Or I'm sorry, the right foot is going in. The knees are together. Feel that heel coming up towards the glute. You'll feel the hamstring activate. Hold that. And then gently release it down. We're going to take a little chair pose in between. Take your hips, move them down and back. Find that little brief chair pose. Little stretch on the backs of the hips, the glutes, and the hamstrings. And then standing up. Okay, last standing posture. We're going to work with our stork pose. So I'm going to turn so that my right hand is on the chair. And then I'm going to start to lift my left knee forward. And I'm going to think of lifting my knee towards my belly button, drawing it up and in. And then depending on your balance, you might take one airplane arm or both. Excellent job. Keep pulling that knee up and in. You're doing great. And then instead of collapsing out, see if you can control your exit. The exit is actually part of the practice. It's not separate from it. Okay, I'm going to turn around so that my left hand is on my chair. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to start to bring my right knee forward and up. Knee towards belly button. And then maybe testing the balance with one airplane arm or two. One more breath in. And then slowly lowering. And then turning to face the chair. Last little chair pose here. Hips go down and back. We find that imaginary chair seat. Feeling that stretch through the backs of the thighs, the hips, and the hamstrings. And then I'm going to slowly come up to standing. I'm going to turn my chair because I'm coming back to my seat here. And as I come into my seat, I'm going to take my feet about hip distance apart. And I'm going to really, for one of the first times this practice, I'm going to take my attention to my upper body and just make a few nice circles here. And all that you're doing with your feet here is they're just giving you a sense of stability. And you're just making these big exploratory circles with the upper body. Really nice. Let those circles pause and then reverse. And these circles, you notice I'm kind of closing my eyes because I love just feeling this movement in my body. It's less about how it looks and more about how it feels. And then I find some stillness. I sit up nice and tall, and I'm going to take 3 sun breaths. So I release my arms, and as I inhale, I circle sweep my arms out and up like a sunrise. And then exhale, arms out and down like a sunset. Take that twice more. Inhaling out and up. And exhaling out and down. Last time, out and up. And out and down. And then just closing the practice intentionally. I'm going to shift my seat back a few inches. I'm going to find a moment of rest here, hands on lap or thighs. Closing my eyes. I'm going to invite my attention down into my feet, just appreciating that since I was about 1 year old, these feet have carried me through life. My feet have brought me into incredible situations, amazing adventures. They've also given me the ability to leave situations where I no longer needed to be. And so I just say thank you to my feet. Thank you to my toes. Thank you to my ankles. And then to exit the practice, maybe a little wiggle of the toes to gently wake the body back up, then blinking the eyes open. We'll sit up nice and tall, bring the palms of the hands together, and we close the practice just extending out this blessing that the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light, which sounds like these 4 words in Sanskrit. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Victory to all of your practices. Ciao.